Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So this video we are going to be working on Alex's car. We have a drift event coming up this weekend. He hasn't drifted in probably 2 months or a couple months, honestly. His starter locked up at one of the events, one of his last events, and then he was having coolant overflow issues because just the plastic stuff. So we got to get that stuff swapped out today, and then I got to finish up this Evo that I have at the shop. I thought I was done with it, guys. We're gonna come grab it this morning. Sorry, I'm not focused. Focus on me, camera. There we go. All right, so yeah, and then we got to finish this Evo. I just got to stop at the store really quick and get some AN fittings to weld onto their catch can. Past that, that's pretty much all we got going on today. But we do have some very exciting news, and I'm excited to share it with you. But let's go get some breakfast first really quick. Hate to say it, but I gotta stop at McDonald's. I'm already running late because it's right next to SDHQ, which is where I have to go buy these fittings there really quick. So let's get going. Let's have a good day. We just got what we needed here at SDHQ. We got the bungs. I just swung my Dunkin' really quick. I lied. McDonald's sounded gross. I'm just not a big fan of them. Their coffee is pretty good though, but Dunkin' was more easily on the way. So we got what we needed. We have weld bungs. Let's get to the shop. Let's finish this Evo. It's really cool. That's one of the cool things that I was gonna mention is, you know, I've mentioned before in my recent video on small business stuff, the ebbs and flows. It's, you know, never ending. So thankfully, I'm in a bit of an ebb right now. Right after I made that video, work picked up pretty good the last, like, about almost 2 weeks now. And one of those positive things is I made an impression on another shop out here that does a lot of work with Evos through a good buddy of mine, Chapo. I've been friends with Chapo now for probably like 6 years. I don't even remember. It's been a hot minute, but he's got that wicked awesome Evo that he calls Frank the Tank. So that's where I got my start tinkering on his. Not that I know a lot about Evos in general, but, you know, just getting my foot in the door. So he works with a guy that owns a shop that specializes in these things, if I remember correctly. And yeah, they needed some work done last minute. I was able to help him out and, you know, made an impression on both the quality and the timeline. So he immediately brought me another one. So this is the second Evo we've got now this last week. So very thankful, very stoked. So yeah, that's some good news. But the other good news, I'll let Alex share it because technically it's more my good news, but Alex is being a huge help in it. So we will talk about it at the shop. All right, so here's the Evo that I've been working on the last few days. Nothing super spectacular. This was kind of just some finish work. So like I mentioned, the shop, I made an impression on a guy, brought me a second Evo. So I made this trim ring because the bumper exit was already here. So getting better at these. I mean, I just wish I had a plasma table and CAD knowledge. Make something like that, chop it out really quick, sand it, look a little bit cleaner. But anyway, we built this big O intake. It's 3.5 inch freaking dog. Then we also modified the exhaust a little bit for the new turbo, modified the turbo, and then modified the charge pipe, as well as installed the stuff on the front end here. And now what I'm currently working on is this catch can. That's what I was mentioning. So this guy, I think it has these -6 ports, but now I'm just verifying because a little confused on what the guy wanted. But yeah, these two little -6 ports, got to swap those out for these bigger -10s right here. So yeah, waiting on that. Once I get a response from that, this thing will be done, and then we can hop on the, I don't even know what to call your car. I was trying to think of a cheeky nickname that isn't just straight like turd box, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a good name for it yet either, just because I
say Black Mamba, but it's not fast enough to be like aggressive.
It's still just a shit box. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't even really know. I haven't even thought about that, to be honest.
All better now. Looks pretty good. Pain in the butt. Spent so much time cleaning and prepping this thing, but I'm gonna bolt this back up, push the Evo out. This thing's ready to go home. Now that the Evo is done, got this big old freaking honker of a dub wheel, because people, you know, still living in 2002 like Need for Speed Underground, get those style points up on their Escalades and stuff. So I'm doing this repair really quick. It came in, I don't even know, but it was here for a bend repair. But a lot of the times when you're doing bend repairs, stuff cracks. So that's where it's convenient that we have, you know, the wheel repair guy and the other wheel repair guy in the same shop. So Alex can straighten it, I can fix the cracks, he can mount the tire. Works out. So while I'm doing this, he's getting started on taking the intake and stuff off, and I'm gonna get this done really quick, and we'll
we'll pop in there and see what's going on. We also got to look at his back wheels, pushing it up the hill just now. Thing was massively dragging. Like, it was stupid hard to push it up the hill for an E36. So yeah, I mean, we'll repair this real quick. If you guys care to watch that, I have a bunch of them on my Instagram business page at Velocity Race Fab. Otherwise, drill the hole, grind the crack out, fill it with weld, go to town, you're good.
Can't be scared of it.
I'm terrified of that wheel.
Can't be scared of it.
Look at that thing. That'll take a whole limb off like a World War I doctor.
Yeah, now that you're most of the way through it, you can just burn it hot. And then on the backside, just lightly back grind it. And then that'll be quicker to weld than a 1/4 inch gap.
Whatever.
Sweet.
All right, what'd you find?
So the little exciter wire on the starter, when I looked down there, it was just barely hanging on by a thread. Where's the little piece? Oh, yeah, so there's this wire that goes right here, little tiny small gauge wire, and this piece was the connector, and it's just barely holding on by a thread, and it's super corroded, so
Yeah.
cut back the wire, put a new connector on it, put it on, clean the contacts up a little bit, and
See if it fires up really quick, or see if it bumps.
we're
Yeah.
gonna see if it bumps real quick. Nice. Ooh, it's like, well, it made some noise, but I think it might be because my battery's also low.
Yeah. Well, you have your forerunner, right? Do you have your jump pack?
Yeah, I have my jump pack, so I'll do that. But it clicked right in the beginning, so
Yeah. So that's a good sign.
percent yet here, but maybe this will actually work.
No. Okay, so we still gotta swap the starter.
Yep.
Dang. Well, unfortunately, starter does have to come out, so. Bummer, man. But thankfully it is pretty easy on these cars. Taking the manifolds off isn't a huge ordeal. It's just more tedious than anything because they shove 10 pounds of crap in a 2-pound bag under these intake manifolds. So pull the fuel lines really quick and we should be good to just, yeah, fuel line there, fuel line under that, and then a couple bolts, bunch of like 10 or 11 mils down here. There's like 12 of them to hold this thing on or something like that, and then it just lifts off with like a vacuum line underneath. So
That's the beauty of these cars, is that they're really, there's like a few quirks, but then at the end of the day, they're pretty simple. I'm saying that as I'm struggling trying to get these injectors unseated. And that could happen with any car, though.
yeah.
So, okay.
May as well tell you guys the big cool thing, the surprise that I had mentioned. So your boy has been driving his little heart out and trying to network as much as possible. I don't know if I'm chasing a drift career. I don't know if that's the right term, because Lord knows I don't know that I could ever actually technically afford that to take it to a high competitive level. But in the meantime, I'm just doing what I can. I want to experience some other stuff outside of the local events. So I applied and I surprisingly got accepted to do an event in southern Utah, just outside of Cedar City. So it's called Drift Utah Toge. Now, if any of you guys are from the East Coast, you might have seen flyers or be familiar with the program called Drift Appalachia, however you guys pronounce it. And basically that's just the dopest thing ever. It's street legal mountain road drifting. And it's like a whole weekend event, but it's some heavy hitters out there, and obviously it's on the East Coast. So it's like Tennessee, Kentucky, stuff like that. And I live in Arizona. It is way too expensive for me to try and figure out how to get my car out there. And you gotta have a lot of, I don't know what the requirements are, but I don't know that I would be accepted. Oh, nice, just pouring fuel all over.
Oops.
But yeah, so long story short, I applied and I actually got accepted. Now the reason this is exciting is it is not a competition by any means. It is a media and like a networking event. Now we're going to be drifting in the mountains outside of Cedar City, Utah, which is already pretty freaking wickedly awesome. But on top of that, there's going to be a couple pro drivers out there, like actual FD drivers. There's going to be other bigger social media people, if you want to call me one of those things, and just a lot of companies. So you guys know I'm sponsored by Prismalab NRG. They're going to be out there. There's going to be a handful of other supporting companies out there. It is a massive opportunity to network and make friends, especially in the drift scene in the community. So this is basically a West Coast version of Drift Appalachia. I got excited. It is September 5th through September 7th, and we will be doing a pre-event car meet, I think the 5th, at, I want to say, the Space Museum or something like that in Cedar City. I say that because he will be coming with me. Yeah. So yeah, it's just gonna be sick. We picked up a sponsor, so massive shout out to my buddy DJ. I forget exactly what his business is, his auto business is called, but he has been gracious enough to sponsor my entry for the event, which is a huge help because it is not cheap to run this event. We're going to FD Utah right before that, so we're going to try and, you know, kiss butt to the Kenda rep because he spoke with me and Alex here at the shop recently. He was by doing like a in-town stuff, so Alex's tire rep brought him by. We got to meet him. So he gave us some guest passes to go to Formula Drift Utah with Kenda tires. I run Kendas anyway. I've ran them for a few years, so what's the harm? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I already teased him about, you know, I got open space on the car if they're looking to sponsor some grassroots drivers. He was like, oh, go give me my checkbook. So I was like, I just, you know, whatever. Facetious or joking or not, hopefully that's a, you know, a foot in the right direction. So I'm going to try and talk to him, see if we can get some tires for the event. And yeah, we got a fire suit. I got to order a Hans device, and I got to buy some arm restraints because there is heavy safety on this course because obviously you mess up, you're going down a mountain. So that's the big news. I'm very, very excited. It's a huge opportunity for somebody like me because it kind of shows other drifters that are per se nobodies, such as myself, that you don't have to be a big somebody to get into events like this. You just gotta put your foot out there, make yourself known, just be kind, be a cool dude, don't be a dick, don't be a bad personality, because then you'll never get accepted into anything, you'll never get sponsors, you'll never get the cool events, because nobody wants to be around an asshole. Simply put.
That's very true, honestly. Yeah, just be a cool person.
Yeah.
There's no need to be a dick to people. We're all out just trying to have fun, regardless of what our skill levels are. You know, side drifting is massively fun.
Yeah,
and
at the end of the day, it's all PR stuff. Like,
yeah,
I wish I learned this lesson as a kid, like a young kid skateboarding. You don't have to be good at something to get sponsors, to get connections, to network. You just have to be a personable person. People aren't going to want you to represent them if you have a bad image to you. If you got a really bad attitude, nobody's going to want you to represent their product or their brand or their clothing, or in this case, nobody's going to want to put their stickers on your car. Like, yeah, you can't be a totally crappy driver, but you also can't be a good driver with a crappy personality. So I guess backtrack, just be a good guy, and you'll, you know, eventually the hard work might pay off. It seems like it's starting to pay off for me a little bit. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself or get overly excited, but things might finally be turning in the direction that we need them to do. But yeah, short story long, I suppose. Yeah, the manifold is almost off, so. I think you definitely need some engine mounts. You just moved this whole thing.
Did I?
Yeah, do it again.
Oh, shit.
We gotta get you some like Garagistic or Condor mounts or something.
Oh my god.
That's probably why you get
no wonder it
fucking
clutch fan. Yeah, no wonder it just ate the clutch fan originally. Look at that. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Neat. That's so sick.
Such a spaghetti mess.
Yeah. See that rally road piece putting in work.
Probably chop that zip tie down.
Well, see, before I couldn't fit my hands in there to clip this. So now I'll be able to clip it. But yeah, so it has that little loop in there, so they give you a heavy duty zip tie with it, so it clamps it in there super nice, and then it'll never pop out on you.
Starter swap, the bolt location was horrible, so he had to climb up top here and guide me onto the thing because I had to use all the extensions. So let's just try it really quick. Woo!
How much fuel fitted?
Quite a bit.
Oh, fuck.
Went all over your serpentine belt.
Oh my god.
But yeah, but it cranks, so that's good. Starter's good.
Sick! Yeah!
Yeah.
God dang it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oops!
That was the one that puked everywhere.
Shoot, yeah, I thought, this is the return. This is the feed.
Well, now we know.
Reward me. Or record me.
Yeah.
These are valve stems. I don't know what I'm doing.
My machine yesterday was like shit.
Not a fucking clue.
Buddy's putting his new flashy wheels together. How did this happen?
They're used barrels too. The barrels and the lips were used. They were free. Of course I was gonna use them. You're never gonna see that. Someone that wasn't Alex mounted them.
Well, they look flashy, I'll give you that. Are these 5120 and 5114?
Maybe.
So these might work on my car?
Yeah. Actually.
What's the specs on these anyway? What'd you get them built to?
They're like 9 3/4.
One of the other things that this car needed is, since he's had this really big dual caliper setup on here, the Willwood, but the issue is this isn't made for this model. This is the M3 style, so essentially it's dual piston versus single piston. Now mine runs this bracket, so ironically our buddy over here has the M3 model wherever he went, and so he's basically doing a swap. So he's over here putting knuckles on. We also forgot that Max Speeding Rods, they sent us the springs, but they sent them in a separate box, so they took a few extra weeks. So whenever we did his coils a few months back, he's been running the 15K spring rates, so way too stiff. So now we've got some 11Ks in here, so now it's quite a bit softer. So this should actually help him with his driving style a lot more, because the car's not going to be so icy and upset on every little bump. But yeah, we're putting the dual calipers on right now, the correct style ones, because before it was only biting literally half the pad. You can see that groove in there, that shelf, definitely not supposed to be there. So sweet. Yeah, once this is all done, and then he's working on some customer wheels, then we're going to pull the fronts off and we're going to do his budget angle kit. Alright, working on getting his angle adapter put on, but these tie rods are not playing nice. So, unfortunately. I got the other side off, but it was not fun. Oh boy. You guys just missed what I just had to clean up off the floor from doing that. Oh, so gross. Yeah, I literally just poured probably half a quart out of fluid onto the floor, so gross. Alright, I didn't film this because it was pretty tedious because his car was not exactly clean, so ready to just be bolted up. Got that all snugged up though, tie rods changed. Ended up not even needed torching them because he had a whole new assembly, so that's all good. But does need a new rack because there was a absolute waterfall of fluid in there. But we're good. Needs ball joints too. But yeah, I don't know. Just gonna run it as is. Okay, it's been a couple hours since the last update. I got pretty well hung up on doing this tire. So the last update I think I had mentioned, maybe it's not been that long. It's been probably an hour and a half. But last update I told you that you didn't actually need to torch it, and then I was just being a goofball. I didn't realize we had new inner tie rods. So ended up having to take those apart and cut them. But it's all good now. The front end is all put together. Ran into just some weird issues. There's these weird like spacer rings that these style tie rods run. I don't even know where I put them. They basically look exactly like this. And no matter how much you cut off of the inner tie rod, that spacer ring is just in the way. Basically, it's kind of like a collar that helps slightly clamp the outer tie rod. The outer tie rod has a very light taper to it. We just tossed them in the trash. The lock nut holds it, and then my kit, I run like E34 outer tie rods. It's very similar, but instead of being the ball joint and then a funky S-shaped whatever, it's just like a straight threaded tube, and it uses a nut to clamp it. It's a lot more efficient. You get a lot more thread engagement overall, but it also gives you a lot more room to adjust your car. So anyway, fucking whatever. Hydro, we gotta bleed the hydro really quick and then put the intake manifold back on. This thing's done. Then we'll call it a day. It's about 7 o'clock right now. Long ass day. It's humid as freaking balls in here. So let's bleed this thing really quick. Hydros are pretty simple. If you've ever bled brakes before, you can bleed a hydro. In this case, let me just show you really quick. So this reservoir right here, you just fill that with fluid, leave the cap off. You pump the hydro a few times and you come out to each caliper, being that these are dual piston, like one on each side. You go from the inside nipple, you bleed that, and then you do the outside, and you just kind of do that until it's all got nice firm pressure in here. It's pretty easy. So my hands are filthy, which means you guys are filthy. So I'm gonna put you down, do this, we'll catch up. So he's got fluid in there, he's doing the good old pump and hold, and we're out here doing this. Oh, there we go. Okay. Fortunately, there's no clean way to do this because the fitting is too small to have the hose on it, so I'm gonna let you down now. All right, on to the last piece, which is the manifold. Almost done, almost done.
Yep.
Got a new fuel line and some clamps on there because it was all super dry rotted, so.
Yep.
We're right at just about 8 o'clock, just past it. So everything should be good up here. We're gonna prime it really quick, check for fuel leaks. You topped off the power steering, right? Yeah, topped off the power steering. So otherwise, yeah, we're looking good. So yeah, sweet. Let's see what happens. Now we're looking good. Yeah, looking good. Let it idle a minute. Sweet.
No fuel leaks?
No, none that I can see.
That's good.
At least not the injector. This one, that looks good. Maybe just move the harness, check that one. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Sweet. Front fitment on point. a little on the tight side. Now let me do that.
Credit card fitment. Oh, 50. Man, big money spender. Look at that.
I'm at 100s. I deposited them. All right. Barely clears the bill though. What about the other side? The camber's slightly different, but the floor is also not totally. Oh, this one's got a mile of clearance. Look at that. You can fold that in half even. But yeah, no, that's pretty much gonna wrap this thing up. Thankfully, everything did go as, not, I wouldn't say smooth because we ran into a few hiccups, but thankfully, sorry, put you guys up there. Everything went as, as decent as it could have, per se, given the circumstances. You never know what you're gonna run into working on cars, especially cars like this where the bare minimum has been done since it's been purchased, because it was kind of gone through so-and-so, before it was bought by 2 previous owners, but it's one of those things where it's like, I'll do this and save that for the next guy, or this is just barely working, let me just make it work for the rest of the day type repairs. So little by little, this little turd box is becoming quite a decent little ripper. At this rate, it needs an alignment, definitely needs a power steering rack, but for right now we're just going to run it. Probably one more event, he's going to pick up a spare rack, take it to get rebuilt, and then swap that in. Thankfully that literally just takes like an hour on these cars. It's very easy. But anyways, guys, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you want to hit that subscribe button, stick around. Videos are a little sporadic at times, but we're trying to figure ourselves out. So we'll see you this weekend at the Showdown Drift event. So if you're there, come say what's up, come catch a lap. But I don't know if this video will be up by then. But if it is, yeah, come say what's up, come catch a lap. Do what you love, but the rest, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.